Imagine yourself stepping into the frozen embrace of a Siberian winter. You are in the industrial heart of Angarsk, Russia. This is back in the early 1990s. The air is thick with the sharp tang of pine needles from the vast taiga forests that surround the city. The distant hum of factories blends with the crunch of snow underfoot. Families huddle in their modest apartments. They share stories over steaming cups of tea. Women wrap themselves in heavy wool coats. They finish evening shifts at local plants or linger at small gatherings with friends. The streets are dimly lit by sodium lamps. These cast eerie glows on icy sidewalks where shadows stretch long and unforgiving. This is a place where post-Soviet life moves with quiet determination. Yet beneath this veil of normalcy, a darkness begins to stir. It preys on those who dare to walk alone after dusk. It is October of 1992. 22-year-old Marina Chelusheva is a young woman full of life. She has hopes of building a home and family. She clocks out from her job at the chemical factory. Her voice is light as she calls goodnight to her co-workers. Her breath forms clouds in the chill as she steps onto the frost-covered pavement. She accepts a lift from a man who seems harmless enough. The car door closes with a soft thud. The engine rumbles to life as they pull away from the curb. Her path diverts into the unknown. The vehicle slips off the main roads toward the dense, shadowy woods. Her remains are found days later. They are hidden among the undergrowth and marked by unimaginable violence. This is the first thread in a web of terror. It would ensnare the region for almost 20 years. Draw closer now. Sense the growing unease that seeps into the everyday lives of Angarsk residents. The months turn into years. More women simply disappear. Their absences are like ghosts, haunting family dinners. Empty chairs stare back at mothers and daughters who vanished after a night out or a walk home from work. Their loved ones pace threadbare carpets. They clutch faded photographs and beg for leads at the local police station. Weary officers jot down details under the harsh buzz of fluorescent lights. The victims span ages from teenagers bursting with potential to women in their 40s with children waiting at home. All meet similar grim fates. They are enticed into cars with promises of safe rides. They are driven to isolated spots where their screams echo unheard. By 1994, the horrors multiply. Bodies turn up in forgotten forest clearings or overgrown lots. Their forms bear the scars of ferocious attacks. These are inflicted with whatever tools lay at hand. Knives slice through the silence. Axes chop with brutal force. Hammers crush and screwdrivers pierce. The killer often circles back to the sites days later. He further violates the remains. This leaves the community whispering in hushed tones over kitchen tables. They talk about a deranged figure stalking their midst. Local papers in Irkutsk label him the Angarsk Maniac. Panic spreads like a winter fog. Women are cautioned by friends and family. They should avoid solitary walks after sunset or rides from strangers. But the vanishings persist, unrelenting. 25-year-old Olga Pirogova steps out for an evening with acquaintances in 1996. Her laughter is cut short as she accepts a ride. Her body is unearthed months afterward. It is in a makeshift grave under layers of earth and leaves. Her relatives crumble in despair at the identification. This happens under the cold glare of morgue lights. The count rises steadily through the decade, into the new millennium. The perpetrator operates in unpredictable bursts. He sometimes lies dormant for seasons. Other times he claims lives in quick succession. His approach refines over time. It is always deliberate. It is always hidden. The atmosphere is heavy with the musty smell of damp soil and decay. He conceals his deeds in the wilderness. Picture the dogged determination fueling the investigation. This is in the cluttered back rooms of the Irkutsk police headquarters. It starts from the mid-1990s onward. Detectives in creased uniforms hunch over desks. These are littered with coffee-stained reports and grainy photos. They map out discovery sites with pushpins on wall-hung charts. Their conversations are laced with frustration. They sift through vague witness accounts and forensic scraps. They note the repeated savagery, but they grasp at thin air for solid evidence. There are no fingerprints. There are no clear sightings. The vast Siberian expanse swallows clues beneath blankets of snow and endless trees. Trails go cold in hours. As the number of victims climbs past dozens by the early 2000s, a dedicated task force assembles. Their strategy sessions are tense in smoke-hazed conference rooms. They theorize about a lone operator. He is fueled by deep-seated rage. He targets women he views as wayward. These are those lingering at parties or sipping drinks in bars. The suspect sketch emerges as a methodical local. He is perhaps a driver or manual worker. He is versed in the hidden paths of the area. Tip lines buzz with anonymous calls. These fizzle into dead ends. The public stirs with unrest in neighborhood cafes. Regulars debate over bitter black tea. They discuss the chilling notion that the killer walks among them. Families organize candlelit gatherings in snowy parks. Their flames dance against the wind. They implore authorities for resolution. The shadows of lost loved ones loom large. A faint light breaks through in 2010. Forensic teams and sterile labs revisit old tire impressions from various scenes. They spot consistent treads from a sturdy off-road vehicle. This is the kind rugged enough for harsh terrains. The clue ignites a sweeping DNA collection effort. It is across thousands of men in the area. The samples are ferried to Moscow facilities. Technicians work methodically. The pieces inch together like a puzzle long scattered. The moment of capture ruptures the fragile peace in Angarsk. This happens on June 23, 2012. Visualize a team of officers clad in dark vests. They converge on a nondescript apartment block. Their footsteps are muffled on the pavement. They approach 58-year-old Mikhail Viktorovich Popkov. He is an ordinary-seeming man. He lives quietly with his wife and daughter. His face betrays little as restraints snap into place. His residence is combed for traces. It yields nothing overt at first, but lab results confirm his genetic material on multiple victims. The questioning unfolds in a bare-walled room. He holds firm at the outset. His tone is even but falters under persistent probing. It eventually unravels into admissions of 22 slayings. His descriptions pour forth in chilling detail. He recounts how he targeted women departing social spots. He ferried them to secluded areas for the assaults and disposals. He frames his actions as a perverse quest. It is to purge society of those he deemed improper. His household is in shock during later statements. They portray him as an attentive partner and parent. He fixed meals and joined in family outings. The town is stunned as news spreads like wildfire through markets and workplaces. The maniac is unmasked at last. A wave of tentative relief washes over sunlit streets. They are now free from his grip. Feel the electric charge in the air as proceedings begin. This is in the Grand Hall of the Irkutsk Regional Court in 2014. The space is packed with onlookers on wooden seats. These groan under the weight. Attorneys in crisp attire lay out harrowing proof. It ranges from bloodied scene images to accounts from those who narrowly escaped. The judge presides from an elevated bench. Popkov observes from behind reinforced glass. His lawyers push for a diminished capacity plea. This is countered by specialists. They affirm his full awareness and premeditation. The hearings stretch across seasons. Survivors relive traumas in quivering voices. The toll reaches 83 verified cases, though he hints at greater numbers. The gavel falls in January 2015. It is with a life term for 22 counts plus 2 attempts. Murmurs ripple through the assembly. Bereaved kin release pent-up tears. These blend solace with lingering pain. His challenges are rebuffed in superior tribunals. The ruling is unyielding. Yet from the isolation of his cell in a distant Siberian facility, the disclosures persist. In 2017, he owns up to 59 more. This leads to another courtroom drama in Irkutsk. It culminates on December 10, 2018. He is convicted on 56 additional charges. He earns a second life sentence. The aggregate soars to 78. The country is captivated by media coverage. It dissects his psyche in expert panels and specials. It traces his venom to personal grievances. These include doubts about his spouse loyalty. Demands for capital punishment echo in public forums, though policy halts it. His story fuels literature and screen adaptations. These delve into the roots of such malice. There is no chance for release under the law. His bids to join conflicts in Ukraine in 2023 are dismissed amid outrage. Officials label him unfit even for battle. The years behind bars tick by in the stark routine of penal colony number 14. Popkov fills time with books and physical drills. His correspondence to relatives shows scant remorse. But in July 2020, he reveals 2 further acts. This pushes the figure to 83. A subsequent hearing in June 2021 appends 9 years and 8 months for those. The gallery is once more filled with grieving faces. In November 2023, a fresh ruling for 3 more adds 10 years. The penalties are largely emblematic atop his perpetual confinement. Yet they offer fragments of finality to shattered households. Remembrances take place in Angarsk green spaces. Bouquets are placed at stone markers. The saga inspires reflections on hidden depravity. There is no early freedom in view. He volunteers for distant duties, but is turned away. Patterns emerge even in chaos. Through his piecemeal unveiling, these craft a mosaic of prolonged horror. They prompt questions on how evil hid in plain sight for decades. There is no resolution, as cases linger in archival reviews. The whispers of his prey endure in the relentless Siberian gales. But here comes the shattering truth that plunges this tale of carnage into depths of profound deception. The Angarsk maniac was no mere drifter or outsider. He was a sworn protector of the peace. Mikhail Popkov was a police officer. He exploited his uniform and official vehicle to gain the trust of his targets. He offered rides as an authority figure while concealing his monstrous intent. He even aided in probes of his own atrocities. This betrayal shielded him for years. It unveils the devastating reality that the shield bearer turned into the slayer.